was browsing Crunchyroll for something new to watch the other day, and this show caught my eye. It reminded me of a storybook you could find at your local library, with dust gathering on the cover, with art where any frame of it could be cut out and made an entire page in one of those old storybooks. The Girl from the Other Side, the anime, in my opinion, is a masterclass in what it sets out to do and accomplish. From the overall aesthetic, the music, the symbolism, voice acting, story, and characters, all of it is perfect. If you are looking for this type of experience, that is. You're not gonna find any epic fight scenes, cute moe blobs, romance, or an interesting drama in this series. And since it doesn't have many of these things in it, it may not be for everyone. Especially since most anime use these things as their main draw. That's the main reason why I think this show is flying under the radar this season. That, or the marketing just isn't there for it. The Girl from the Other Side is a tale of loneliness, companionship, and empathy, where cursed beings coexist with humans. Humans are called insiders and cursed ones outsiders. The curse can be passed by just a simple touch from an outsider. Outsiders live on the outside, while the insiders live in an area called the inside. Then there is a place of limbo, located somewhere between both lands where our protagonists meet each other for the first time. Shiva is a little girl who was suspected of being cursed by the outsiders. While the soldiers from the inside were killing everyone they suspected of being cursed, she was saved by something, then found by a black figure with horns, an outsider. This outsider takes Shiva under his wing and takes care for her as if she was his own. Something that is very unusual for an outsider to do. The fact that he shows empathy to this little girl is something very out of character of what we expect any outsiders to do. While he may be cursed with horns and a shadow-like appearance, this outsider still hangs on to his human nature, and his compassion and empathy, to say the least. He even still wears his human clothes, to try and hang on to something he lost a long time ago. His design is very telling, with his shirt, socks, eyes being white, while being coated in black to show his good nature shining through, even though he is a cursed one. When he is put next to Shiva, who is covered with white from her hair to her clothes, you begin to see some similarities in the color choices. Like the outsider's design, Shiva isn't just one color. She may be cloaked in white, but she has black eyes, black buttons, and black shoes, possibly symbolizing that she has a dark side, or some sort of secret. These are both tragic characters in their own ways, and are forced away from being with their own kind because they are deemed to be too different. That's why it's so beautiful when we see these two care for one another, disregarding who they are or what they are. Just being able to see each other as living beings, and being willing to go the extra mile just to help someone in need. There's little moments throughout that show that Shiva and the outsider really care for each other, like when they begin walking home after meeting each other for the first time. Shiva wants to hold the outsider's hand, but we know she can't, and he knows this too. So instead of just outright denying her his hand, he gets his axe and gives her the handle to hold, while he holds the other end as a compromise. There's so many little subtle things like this that show even though these two trust each other and are happy to have each other, just one slip up could ruin it all. So no matter how close they get, they always feel so far from each other, which is really saddening to think about. Imagine having to walk on eggshells around the one person you have in your life every day. Not fun. It's like a force field is around each one of them at any given moment. To add to the feeling of loneliness, the way the music is handled helps a lot. For example, for the duration of a lot of the first episode, music is almost completely absent, making the characters feel very distant from each other, considering they either had not met each other at that point, or were still getting used to one another's company. I don't know where this show will go, but I'm all here for it. Studio Wit is doing an awesome job, as always, with this project, and I'm glad it's them taking it on. I will most likely read the manga in the future and make some sort of video on that, since the show really does seem like only the tip of the iceberg of this series. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a bit more of a serious one this time. I just felt like I needed to ramble about this show since I really was blown away by it and completely caught off guard. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it, see ya!